So welcome back, everybody. If you've watched our other channel, we recently just installed a 2-post car lift here in our shop. But now that we have that, that makes so many more things convenient, like changing oil. However, we've got to have the right tools for the job. That's what we're covering in today's episode. So I've got to change the oil on one of my vehicles, and the problem is when we lift them up now, which is so convenient to work on, we can't put an oil pan all the way down on the floor to drain our oil into, or it would just splash everywhere in the shop. So I have just picked up an oil extractor. So let's take a look at this. Never used one before, but knew I was going to need one with this job. The company Vevor, which seems to have everything under the sun. When I need specialty tools like this, I look on their website. Well, they had one right here and they sent me one out. We're going to review it in this video and knock out an oil change. I hope this works as well as they claim, because not only will it catch oil up where we're working now, but this particular model can pressurize the pot catch can and drain the oil out for disposal. That's going to be so nice. I don't have to go out there and tip over and try to figure out how to get the oil out of this thing. So first impressions, everything seems to have showed up. No dents, no scratches. Just what I want to see. This appears to be our wheels and our hose kit for draining. All right, let me show you what come in the kit. This is going to be really easy to assemble, so we'll do that off camera. I'm sure a lot more of you are interested. Does this actually catch? Does it not leak? And let's show off the pressure side of this, because I really like that, and how we can pressurize the pot and drain this out into our recyclable cans where we'll haul the oil itself off. All right, so coming in the kit, you have our drain hose right here with the spout that can hang all the way up in the pan. We'll show you that in a second. It's going to thread in right here at the bottom with a cutoff valve. This is where we're actually going to be able to drain this into our recyclable carry-off containers. A few wheels that'll go on these covered axles up front. A couple of wheels here that thread in the bottom with the included nuts. Looks like this spout is going to thread into that. And then ultimately our catch pan right here threads onto the top of this. This is what gives us the extension all the way up to the bottom side of the vehicle. And there are included instructions to show you where these parts go. Overall, very straightforward. One thing I really liked about this particular model is it comes with a regulator and pressure gauge right here. Some did not include the regulator. Make sure you get that so you can dial the air back. As you put air into this, that's what ultimately pressurizes the pot and blows the oil out this tube that we're going to put in here, again, into whatever we're going to empty the contents into. I really like the fact of being able to control my air. Also worth mentioning, this does come with an air chuck, although it's not your standard style that we use here in the States, so this is not going to do me any good. You will need to be able to provide your own air fitting here for whatever type of hose and quick disconnect you use. You can pick these up just about anywhere from Walmart to any typical hardware store. All right, so here it is. You can see we get a lot of length now to get up toward the oil pan on the lifted vehicle. So speaking of the height of this, all you've got to do here is loosen this nut right here, and you can push the pipe in or back out. Just make sure you don't pull it all the way out. It's got to be seated inside of a gasket in there, so whenever we pressurize the pot, it doesn't blow back out on us. So you can tighten that up. So this is adjustable. That's nice. In order to catch the oil here and drain, you'll have to open this valve to go down into the pot itself. This is your drain tube. This needs to always stay up here. That'll keep oil from flowing out and onto the floor in case you forget to close this valve. But in the event that you do need to drain this because you're going to be filling the pot up after doing a bunch of work, what you would do, close this off, hook up your air here. You can see I put the proper fitting on for me. Very low pressure is all you need in here. A tiny volume of air will press the oil out the bottom. Once you open this, it'll come up this pipe, and then we can go drain it into our bucket or whatever we're going to use to haul it off. This is very straightforward. Moves around nice and easy with one finger. Now it's worth noting, all connections you want to wrap real heavy with Teflon tape, which is included, especially this fitting down here. All right, this is very straightforward. Y'all, very affordable for what you get here. Let's pull a vehicle in. I need to change the oil in one of my trucks, and let's test this out. All right, so we're on the lift. Everything's nice and safe. We have some very robust jack stands. So let's slide this underneath. And look at how easy this is going to be. So right here is our drain plug and our oil filter. So we can just dump straight into this. There's no way we could change oil on a truck on a lift like this without something like this. If we had a pan way on the floor, we would overshoot it. It would splatter everywhere. This is absolutely necessary. It's also worth mentioning there is a screen over the drain hole that's very important because we may wind up just dropping off our drain plugs down into here. We don't want crush washers, drain plugs, anything else going down into the catch pan itself. All right, for starters, we're gonna open up this valve here. We wanna drain straight down into the tank. Remember, we only close this valve whenever we're gonna pressurize the tank and empty it. Let's go ahead and position our pan a little far back because I imagine it's gonna shoot way out and then slowly drip. I'm gonna be quickly ready to roll this pan around should this try to overshoot it. All right, looks like we had it just about perfect. Now while this is draining, I'm looking for any leaks. All right, something else I just discovered. Open your air valve when filling the tank because it's going to build up pressure and the air will come out of here. Otherwise, it wants to bubble up and out of this drain hole. I just discovered that. I was like, why is this gurgling and bubbling up? Well, it's because the oil is sealing off the air hole and the air has nowhere to escape from out of the tank. So I did wind up with a couple little pops go on the floor. That's my fault. You need to have this open so as this fills up with oil and it technically slowly pressurizes because the air needs somewhere to escape as liquid enter, just let it go right out that. Leave it open. Okay, luckily on this GMC, I love what the engineers did here. Drain plugs here, oil filters here. So we've got enough room to move this pan itself over. Still catch the oil dripping out of the drain hole. And now we can move over to the oil filter itself and get it loose. Still draining here at the same time. Otherwise, let this finish draining, put your drain plug back in, and then move your catch pan to wherever your oil filter is located. All right, now we can remove our oil filter. Okay, so it appears we are done draining. Let's clean this off. The old catch pan caught everything, did an awesome job. I don't see any leaks, that's perfect. And just that quick, oil has changed. We just need to go refill the engine. So no leaks noted anywhere, that's awesome, especially down here because we've got a decent amount of oil level in the tank right now. Looks like it's just starting to come up and out of this. And we're gonna show the feature on how you can blow it out. All right, here's the part I am most excited about. Being able to just pump the oil straight out of this into 5-gallon containers, haul it off for recycling or whatever you do with your used oil here. In the past, you've got to come out here, you're all covered in oil, your catch pan's covered in oil, you're trying to dump it in, you spill it everywhere, aggravating. So here's the way we're gonna do this. I've already got my air turned down very low for my compressor, but don't forget I've got a regulator here so I can regulate the pressure as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take my little fill nozzle off right here, put it down in this bucket, and then I'm gonna open this valve. At no point in time do I wanna connect pressure to this and just leave all valves closed. Then I'm pressurizing the pot. This is just making me feel a whole lot safer. So let's hook up our air hose coming from the compressor, open this valve. All right, look at there. Now the oil's coming up and out, no problem. And it's draining right down into my catch pan. And I can sit here and throttle how quick it comes out with this air valve. All right, so I don't have very much oil in here because I just did my first oil change. You see how it's already surging past? That tells me we're down to this level. So I didn't blow but maybe a quart of oil out because I just don't have enough in here to be above this hole. But once you fill this all the way up, it'll just continue to pressurize and flow out nice and easy. That worked absolutely perfect. Okay, now here's the catch. You're always gonna have oil in this hose. We don't want it dripping out on the floor. That's why there is this specially designed hook right here. So what you do is just go hook it back on here so any can drip in there. Now it's gonna suck air and it's gonna put oil back down to the bottom side of the tank. We can close off that valve and we're good to go. All right, so I just discovered something. They have a little weld-on hose holder back here. So I just ran my hose through. That was real quick and easy. What you can do anytime you want to check level in your tank, you can actually just leave this open all the time if you want to. And as the tank fills up,
the oil will push into the hose, and the oil will show in this clear hose the same level that's in the tank. So that's a really neat feature right here. Make sure you run your hose through this.
All right, y'all, thanks for watching. This is definitely a must-have item if you change your oil up on any kind of lift. I love this thing, and they're extremely affordable. Right now on the website, prices do change. They're in between the $120 to $130 range, depending on if you get the model with the regulator or not. I recommend spending a few extra bucks and get the model with the regulator. And I'm gonna put a discount code down in the video description where you can get another several percent off of this, making it extremely affordable. Full disclosure, Vevor did send this out to me. I appreciate them doing that. It's gonna get a lot of use here in the shop. It's absolutely perfect for all the oil changes that we have. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.